Welcome. Episode 2 of PowerPlay Podcast, which is a unique dialogue, a unique series of real dialogue that helps place people in positive financial position. I'm going to say that again. That helps place people in positive financial position. You got it?
Got it.
Okay. Today we have none other my cousin. She has a plethora of platforms, right?
Definitely do.
Right now we have which one we're live from.
So right now we are on Blue Six Entertainment as a whole. We have several podcasts and shows that air. One located in Dallas, Brown Coffee Talk Dallas. We will be getting Brown Coffee Talk Las Vegas and Poly Talk Live Las Vegas back up and running here in a pair of seconds in about 2 and 2. So we also have a merchandise line, some entertainment business contracts, bookings. So there's a plethora of things that we got going on. I do currently do some booking for Jay Stacks the model, who is located out of Dallas. We got a couple of projects that I'm working on for her right now. So we got a whole bunch of stuff going on right now.
You see that? Now I would call that a serial podcast entrepreneur. Bam.
Absolutely.
Because I call myself a serial entrepreneur. So that's a serial podcast entrepreneur.
Yep. I have a plethora of businesses that I am launching, currently looking for venue spaces for some event planning. I'm a little bit of everywhere. I've never been the type of person to be closed off to opportunity or change. So when I feel the need or when I feel spirit move me in a particular type of way, whatever that may be, I counsel with the powers that be, and I allow myself the opportunity to look forward to change, because it doesn't have to be a bad thing. So you can always leave yourself open to receive new opportunities. Otherwise, you're just stuck stagnant. And the only way to do that is by education. So I move around in a particular type of way. I got my start at DFW iRadio in Dallas. With a really, really good friend of mine by the name of T, who works for K104 out in Dallas. That's where I started everything, and I just kind of, as we say on Brown Coffee Talk, it voluptuated from there. One of my co-hosts, Stacy, also known by So Far Good, located out of Dallas, he did Brown Coffee Talk Dallas with me. We had some really good success. So now we're branching off to Las Vegas. So we'll be bringing Brown Coffee Talk here. I also have a previous co-host, Courtney Renee, who is absolutely amazing on every level. She co-hosts Poly Talk Live with me out of Dallas for the same station, dfwiradio.com. So now we are branching out a little bit. So I'm excited about what could potentially happen, but I also have a few different questions, because when you're entrepreneuring in multiple states, it allows you some financial issues that you definitely have to address. So I'm really excited to be here.
Absolutely. And while you shouting out, I have to do shout out our co-host, PowerPlay Podcast, one and only co-host, Quake. Okay, Quake is celebrating his birthday. His birthday is tomorrow.
Birthday.
Everybody have to shout him out and tell him happy birthday. So he is with family out of town celebrating his birthday for the turn up. His better half, myself, couldn't be there because why the show still goes on.
Yep.
Number one.
Work always
Number
gets
two,
done.
our company that both he and I are with. He's my business partner. I'm his business partner, and we coincide with the same company. We had our big convention, our company convention this past week. So that was 3 days. I'm so extremely tired from it.
You
However,
should be exhausted.
but we work hand in hand. This is another reason how we work and collaborate together. He's somewhere else and I'm here. Nothing get missed. You know what I mean? The show must
You got to
go
cover
on.
all bases. Absolutely.
Exactly. And that's why we have our wonderful now co-host, our special guest this week to fill in for Quake. Everybody say happy birthday to Quake.
Happy birthday, Quake.
Happy birthday. He'll be back in town tomorrow for the initial birthday and a turn up. Also, I want to give a shout out to our Coffee and Conversations. We be there every Tuesday. They have a new time. New time is at 11 a.m. Doors open at 10 a.m. And there we just dialogue and conversate, have over coffee and sometimes some donuts about the real issues that our community and our culture face. right? Everybody give their opinion. Everybody has a chance to talk. And so that's every Tuesday, Coffee and Conversations at 11 a.m. Also, I want to give a quick shout out to my team, right? Level Up Las Vegas.
Really dope experience.
Yes, we
really,
are.
Really dope experience.
I got 13 on my team. My downline is 13.
Nice.
Right?
Good numbers.
And we took home. So I got to tell this special story. I know I'm not going to get a juice until next week when my new co-host, my special guest, I ain't going to say my new co-host, my special guest, she might be a co-host one time, you know.
One good time for the one time.
Well, I call her $1 Million Q Quincy when she come on here and we talk about our experience at our convention. I have to tell this story though. I told her they were giving out awards, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, Quincy, get ready, because if I get an award, I'm making sure you get an award. I'm gonna tell y'all, this is how you be a real leader. She was like, but we really, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't expecting nothing, you know?
Right.
And I'm like, well, girl, I'm about to put on my lip gloss, okay? Because when I put on my lip gloss, that means I'm expecting something.
Right.
So I'm going to put on my lip gloss.
Shine, warrants, shine.
Right. So she said, okay, well, you put on your lip gloss. I'm just going to sit here. They called my long name, okay? Robin Beecham, the whole government. I jumped up like, yeah, see, I told you. I was getting this award because I'm a bad agent, okay?
You better manifest agent. That thing.
Right, so I told you I was getting this one. And then just by the time I sat down, I did the walk of success, right? And got my award.
Okay.
By the time I sat down, they was calling her long last name, okay? She hopped up. She was so happy. I told her, I said, because you know I'm a real upline.
Yes.
You know, what I get, my downline gonna get. Or if not, my downline need to surpass me. They need to be better than me.
I know that.
And I'm satisfied.
That's right. But that's what you should want as your people, despite creed, color, orientation, whatever, gender, whatever it looks like. You always want your team of people, the people surrounding you, to always do better. You want to have the opportunity to educate each other. So whatever you learn from me, I'm going to learn from you. We're going to pass it on. Each one teach one. That's the golden rule right there.
Each one teach one. And while we're on the topic of love, let's just go on and hop up in it.
Okay,
you ready?
let's go and do that.
You ready?
Yeah.
I got a question.
Okay.
All right, first I'm going to explain my background, right?
Okay. And then
so y'all probably like, why you got your cousin here? She just said everything she got going on.
Right.
And I know y'all heard Polly in there like a couple of times, right?
Couple few
times y'all heard Polly. Then you like, well, Richie Rob, right? You Muslim. Miss Muhammad, you know, Robin, your way of life is Muslim. You discipline. You
absolutely
got that way of life, that Muslim way of life, right? You know? So, yeah, I just feel like if I am of God, which is a lie, that's love, right? I got to represent love, right?
Absolutely.
And to love is to love any and everybody, no matter the class, creed, or color, right? So that's my display, and that's how I see it. Others might not see it that way, and I live to each its own state, okay? I got the knowledge. If you want it, you come get it. I'll give it, right? So we here, and I want to know, because I'm not educated in my cousin's background, right? She's been giving me so much background, so much education on this topic, right? So I can understand, and I'm receiving it, and I'm asking questions, right? Now I'm presenting to y'all, and I'm finna show y'all how I can love on all my people and how I am that damn good agent that I've been telling y'all about, okay?
Yes.
Life insurance agent I'm talking about.
Right.
That type of agent.
The real
I could be any kind of agent, though. I could be a mommy agent.
You definitely the cook agent. You definitely the
agent.
cooking agent, because I was ready for
Nanny
that plate
agent,
last night.
Grandma
for real.
agent.
Yes.
I'm a lot of agents, but I'm a damn good life insurance agent. Right?
That you are.
Okay.
That you are.
So, what is non-monogamous?
So, for those who don't know me, I do live in a world, in a love style of ethical non-monogamy, which is basically to say, I believe in the art and the ability to ethically have multiple love relationships, not just play partners, but I have multiple love relationships. I do believe in the ability to marry more than one person in intimate and sacred ceremonies. I would, from anywhere from me and two male partners to me and one male, one female. Um, so I believe in the ability to love more than one person. I love each and every one of them differently. I love each and every one of them honestly and openly and ethically. Before anything happens, before we make any decisions, we do things as a team. So we allow each other to move in our own comfortable space, allowing each other comfortable silence, which gives us the opportunity to actually get to know one another. But I've never been the type of person to say that I can only be in a relationship with one person. It doesn't fit me. It doesn't suit my love style. It doesn't work with the way that my brain waves move and navigate in this space. I believe I have such a huge heart. I can love and give to multiple people. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. So in my world, when I get to the position and the place where I'm ready to settle down, it won't be with just one person. It will be with multiples. 3, 4. It just depends on what space I'm living in at that moment. Right now, because I'm so goal driven, I am married to my brand right now. So right now, Blue Six Entertainment is my focal point, making some corrections, doing some fine tuning and plucking the little ingrown hairs that need to be pulled out and allowing myself to navigate in a healthier space. So sometimes that healthier space comes from maybe boyfriend number 2, because boyfriend number 1 doesn't have the capacity to love me in the way that I require in that space at that time. But boyfriend number 2 is very well fit and equipped to aid me in navigation of going forward in life, whatever that may looks like for me. So ethical non-monogamy is simply put, I have the ability to love more than one person at the same time in a healthy relationship ethically.
Okay.
I said a mouthful. I know.
You did. But with that said, I'm going to give a disclosure. Okay. Yes, I am Muslim, and I'm from a Muslim background. And everybody say, well, in Islam or with your Muslim background, they do have multiple wives. Okay,
Absolutely.
It's different kind of Muslims. Okay, I am with the Nation of Islam, but I'm gonna tell you, Quake, Ronald Shaw, your government, I am not there, and you are not either. So don't get no ideas, okay? Because I'm not. Right. I am not there. You, like she said, you have to be in that space, and I am not in that space. So
Absolutely.
if you plan on one or more or two of me, you're gonna have to find somebody in that space,
respectfully. Yeah, it's
just respect
definitely it's not for everybody,
because it's not.
You have to be a caliber. There you have to be on a certain particular type of level, because it's not just a wham bam thank you ma'am. These are relationships. So if you cannot provide me the things that I need in said relationship, I'm not the one for you. You can't be the head of this tribe and not have the ability to provide health insurance, medical insurance, life insurance. You can't be the head of this tribe and not provide somewhere for us to live, work, play, eat, sleep, love, migrate, meditate, whatever that looks like for that particular situation, whatever that space is. You cannot just be any old Joe Schmo running around here thinking that you're going to gain all of the benefits, because we are very disciplined in how we practice. So you have to be a man of a certain zhuzh, so to speak. You just can't. It ain't for everybody. It ain't for everybody, and not everybody is accepted. We almost full over here. So we might not be accepting no new participants.
No new applications.
No new applications. You, for me specifically, relationship wise, I require certain things. You have to bring a certain energy. I practice African spirituality, which speaks of loving everyone. And loving everyone doesn't include humping on everybody. So making it very clear on what those boundaries are, what those rules are, for lack of a better phrase. Like you got to be a man or a woman of a particular energy for me to bring you that close to me. I restrict access to who I am. Everybody doesn't get access to me.
Right. Absolutely. And then y'all probably thinking like, well, where y'all come in at together? If y'all got two different ways, she says she ain't gonna do it, but you hear you saying you doing it. Cousin, the good agent, is here to properly structure that, okay? Because
Understood.
these are my people, right?
Absolutely.
And she's not the only home that's run like this, that's structured like this.
It's a huge community of us.
It's a huge community that still needs help.
Absolutely.
They still have to plan for their future. They still have families like I have a family. They still love one another like I love my family. They still have to provide for their family.
Absolutely.
Like we said, the show must go on.
Absolutely.
Right? Now, in certain states, in different states, it's accepted, it's not accepted. It's federal laws, it's not federal laws.
Correct.
It's mandated, it's not mandated.
Yes.
We all understand that, right?
Right.
We all understand that. So, the question for me is, how would you build the perfect policy, right? Where a next of kin can't come in and destroy those terms if an uncertain situation happen, like such of a loss, death, illness, sickness, whatever, because it's a large amount of money. Sometimes death benefits are really large, right?
Absolutely.
So how can a next of kin not come in and interrupt that, what you have going on and you have structured and strategized in your monogamous relationship with husband 1 and 2? We're gonna say 1
Right.
and 2, right? Hubby 1 and 2.
Yes, hubby
All right.
1 and 2. So it's a little bit difficult for me to figure out how to navigate in that space because, like I said, when I am ready, I don't want to leave either one of my partners without. God forbid, should anything happen to me, whatever that looks like, I want to make sure, because I care about you, I want to make sure that you're covered across the board. I want to make sure that you're provided for if I get sick, if I'm fine now, but what if I end up in a wheelchair and somebody got to take care of me? So how do I provide for you while you're taking care of me? But I got 2 of y'all. It's not as black and white as, oh, well, that's her husband. I have 2. So how do I provide for both of my husbands in the safe space to where they're provided for, they are taken care of, they can bury me properly, whatever my wishes are? That would be a concern of mine because traditional marriage requires 1 man, 1 woman. That's what most states recognize. So in my dynamic, I'm not 1 man and 1 woman. Like I might have a husband and a domestic partner. Right. Nobody knows what that looks like until you're in that space. So how do I create a plan for my relationship dynamic to where everybody that I care for is cared for?
Right. So with that being said, when you properly structure it, you find out first, number 1, how much you're going to need, how long you're going to need, and if you can afford it.
Okay.
That's where we want to go for step 1, right?
Okay.
And then for step 2, right, we're going to find out the order, right? The different roles.
Okay.
So if you have, like we already named them, hubby number 1, hubby number 2.
Right.
Right? Hubby number 1, hubby number 2. Right? Now, in traditional, when I mean traditional, no disrespect, but traditional, I just mean like husband, wife,
right.
that kind of formula.
Right.
Right? There is an insurable interest there, right?
Okay.
When you're husband and wife, or wife and husband, or whatever, that's an insurable interest. But in your situation, you got you, hubby 1, hubby 2.
Right.
Right? So it's you and insurable interest in 2 others, right?
Okay.
Which is perfectly fine, right? So how we can structure that is to find out the insurable interest there and the roles played, right? And the easiest way, so next of kin can't step into it, and then you fighting in court and people contesting and all that extra stuff, and maybe laws and stuff like that. You keep it simple, right?
Keep it simple, stupid.
Keep it simple.
Okay.
Make sure after you did step 1, found out how much you need, when you need it, how long you need it, right? As a whole, everybody's income as a whole. So I would sit down and do an initial appointment with everybody.
Okay. All parties would come sit at the table.
All parties sit at the table, and you bring everything, right?
Okay.
You bring bank statements, income, anything, expenses, anything, whatever it takes to run your household. You figure out how much it takes to run your household.
Okay.
Then you figure out how much you're going to need, right? Then we're gonna figure out what habits we got. If so we could meet that. Because why? I don't want to overfund y'all, and I don't want to underfund y'all.
Right.
You know what I
Because
mean?
it's three of us.
Right.
Essentially, three
Right.
of us.
And you think with three, okay, they be looking juicy, right? They policy. That's what we call it. The good stuff is
The
juicy.
good stuff.
The good stuff is juicy. That's juicy, right? So you would think that, right?
Right.
Now we're gonna determine that, right? We're gonna get down and make it accurate. You bring to the table what we got. I tell you, okay, this is what it is. Then we make a decision from there, right?
Okay.
That's what we want to do. And when we set things in stone and in place and on paper, the easiest way and the simplest way is to start putting number one and then number two. And when I say that, beneficiaries.
Okay.
So you determine the roles and who's more responsible. That goes number one. And then the other one as a contingent beneficiary is number two. It's the easiest, most simplest way, and you're still
everybody's still covered and great auntie
and make sure
such and such can't come in and tear
right.
that up.
And make sure even if you're going to take a policy out on husband number one or husband number two, they are knowledgeable about that policy.
Well, that's why you bring everybody and we all sit down. Okay.
This is what we want. This is what we need.
Right.
And this is how we want to do it.
And so those two being beneficiaries fall under, what'd you call it, the trust?
It could be trust. But it comes along with the initial application, right? You have a beneficiary. You can give it. Even if you don't have a family, you can list a charity as your beneficiary.
Okay.
You can list a church.
Okay.
Anybody you want, you can list as, your beneficiary.
So there are options available for all types of alternative lifestyles.
Yeah, but if you're going to take out a policy on your husband one or on your husband two, there has to be an insurable interest.
Insurable interest. Okay.
For example, like insurable interest would be myself taking out a policy on my grandchildren.
Okay.
I have an insurable interest, right? Because it's my grandchildren.
Right.
So I want to make sure their future is secured.
Definitely.
And protected.
Got you.
In the case of an uncertain event, right? Like loss. Insurance is a loss. We want to cover the loss.
The loss. Anything that's a loss is covered under that.
Right.
Okay.
And you determine how much you want to take out.
I want the juicy one. The big bag.
So if you want the juicy one, the big bag?
Yes.
That always, I see it a lot. That always comes with if you have, you got to be strategic with your spending habits.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're liking bags, you probably got to cut it down. If you're liking Starbucks, you got to cut it down and start making
get you a coffee pot
at home.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got you.
You got to get you a coffee pot. It takes some life changes and habits, but you can grow to that. You can get it.
Definitely.
It's there.
Put yourself in position to afford it.
Put yourself in position to afford it.
So I have a quick question. So is there a way to have a set amount, we'll say $100,000, right? Just because that's the number that came in my head. Is there a way to break that up, like divide who gets how much, or can I do it 50-50, or what if, so I have both my husbands on this policy, is there a way for me to also add my daughter and my granddaughter to the policy? Like, is that considered like a conflict of interest? Can I break it up 25, 25, 25, 25?
Well, so when we figure out your amount, when we figure out how much your family needs, you would add that in there. So you want to be able to leave everybody $40,000.
Okay.
Right? So I want 40,000 here. I want 40,000 here to hubby number 2, hubby number 1, 40,000, hubby number 2, 40,000, daughter 40,000, granddaughter 40,000.
Okay.
So we'll see what 160,000, 200,000 looks like, because you still have to be married.
Yeah.
We have to incorporate that.
And it better be beautiful.
So what it looks like. So what we perform is what we call is a personal financial checkup, a PFC, when you sit in an initial appointment with myself.
Personal financial checkup.
Another.
Very important, people. Personal financial checkup.
Yes.
Go on and get your funds checked up.
That's where you get a reflection of your funds indirect, whether you want to retire, whether you want to, and you see if you have enough or if you're on the right track of accomplishing your goals. So
I
that would
wish-
be a goal.
Yeah.
Having 40,000 each, right? That would be a goal, right? Say that's that's a goal. So we would deflect and dissect um, your personal financials and see what's going on there and see if we can make that happen. Typically, we can, and we can cross it across the board. If that's what you want, that's what's gonna get done. As if I'm your agent,
Right.
that if that's what you want, that's what's gonna get done, and we're gonna make sure we can get to that, right?
Right.
That goes back with being overfunded
Or underfunded.
Right.
Right.
Underfunded to me is $25,000. That ain't for nobody.
That's not gonna. I think it costs that much just to buy the casket, doesn't it?
Y'all divide that by 12. Because it's 12 months, right?
Definitely is. Yeah.
The months don't get chopped down as
At all.
as the time go by.
No, it's still 12 months. Last I checked.
So you get $25,000. That's a final expense. That's only gonna take care of the burial. When I buried my mom a year ago and some change, to open the ground, they said it was like $5,000.
Wow.
Then we check in another state to open the grounds like $5,000. So, what are you gonna leave your children? What are you gonna leave hubby number one? What are you gonna leave hubby number two? This is things y'all can think about.
Right. Sit
What
down
are you
and
gonna leave that family?
I think that's a part of the conversation that everyone has at home before they even set up their appointment to have this checkup. Like, those are the hard conversations that everybody needs to have with their significant others, whether it be 2, 1, 3, 8, or 5. Everyone needs to sit down and express to each other, okay, well, this is what I want. This is what I require.
That's what you do.
Those conversations are difficult. I know my mom just recently retired, and she's already retired, and it was like, whoa, okay, I'm an only child. So what am I supposed to do? So that's part of the reason why I wanted to be here, because not only do I have to cover my partners, I want to make sure that the people that came before these partners are covered as well. I got a grandbaby and I got kids and a mama, and she just, like I said, she just retired, so she running around looking for stuff to do, and I don't mind. It's the devil's playground. I need her to sit down somewhere.
That's right.
She busy.
That's right. And a lot of us, we need to think about what retirement looks like for us. Retirement for me looks like me in this like huge house that I seen it the other day. Somebody sent me my house on from Instagram.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, one of our business partners. She sent me. She said I could see you in this house. I said I see me in that house, and if you look at the video, little good, go miss me cooking.
But
in
that
the
was
kitchen.
You? That was you.
That was me.
Oh shoot.
Look at it. You gotta look at it real good.
So my retirement home is in Nigeria.
It had water by it. I don't even know where it's at, but it had water.
Yeah, mine is in Nigeria, and it's an all white house. It's 6 bedrooms.
See?
It's all white. And I'm on an acre of land. That's all I need is 1 acre.
And see, what I do is I come in and I see how I can get her there.
Yeah, that is, look, which is why we're here today, because I need to get there.
Right.
I'm over 40, and I should have set this in motion many moons ago, right? But there's nothing you can do about the past. The only thing you can do is move forward. So going forward, I know that this is absolutely something that I need to set into place, because I got stuff I'm trying to do, especially with trying to figure out how to put insurance on my business to make sure that my brand is okay. Because even if I retire from my 9 to 5, I still want to make sure that Blue 6 Entertainment is moving forward and is still covered. I don't know how that process works. So what does that look like, trying to make sure that I have some type of coverage in regards to my brand specifically? Like, how does that work?
So we're almost out of time, and that we're gonna touch.
Is it that time already?
That's gonna be on an upcoming episode. I promise you all. We are gonna cover how to coverage businesses as well as key employees.
Yes.
As well as managers and entertainers getting life insurance.
Yes.
We got a plethora of how all kind of different dialogues and series and real talk and scenarios, how life insurance can all be positive.
Yes.
For you.
It doesn't have to be the death sentence that everyone thinks.
It doesn't have to, and it doesn't have to come with trauma. Also.
Yeah.
That's why we properly structure it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you want to set up an appointment with me, do an initial appointment and get things rolling and get the ball rolling for yourself, you can always shoot me a text at 702-941-6855. 6746. That is 702-941-6746. Also, if you do shoot me a text, I can send you out a weekly newsletter or weekly tips on insurance, just to, get you knowledgeable and share the knowledge that I know about it. Also, if you think this is something you want to do and you want to be a part of that big growing team and getting those awards like me and my team just did,
going to get that money, man,
at the convention, and you get this money, hit me up at the same number. Again, 702-941-6746 to learn more information. Also, to schedule any Zoom appointments. I do most of my initial appointments via Zoom.
Okay.
I do have mentors that come in and help me assist because of the backlog that we have and all the Zoom appointments. So I do have mentors. The mentors are worth millions of dollars, have changed my life, and is sharing their information that they know for free with me and for anyone else.
So if I have a Dallas affiliate that needs coverage in Dallas or whatever, can they still reach out to you and get themselves covered? Or are we only doing Las Vegas? Like, what are we doing?
I wouldn't be a good agent if you couldn't.
Oh, snap. DFW, I got you covered.
I wouldn't be a good agent if you couldn't. So holla at Richie Rob, Miss Robin, Miss Muhammad. They all are me. Okay? That is me.
Definitely.
Holla at me again, 702-941-6746. The only state I am really trembling in is Florida.
Florida?
Yeah.
So what's going on with Florida? Florida don't want to be safe?
We're going to talk about it in another session, but with Florida, it's so hard to break the barriers, and I'm like thinking about it like, yeah. How much business am I going to have in Florida? I got to have a lot of business in Florida for me to do Florida. Okay. But everybody else, yes. And I do have an associate in Texas, in a small town in Texas, that one of the baddest in the building.
Okay.
She in the whole industry, in the business. She just got promoted as well. She will be right there by my side. She will be right there by my side to help anyone in Texas, and get them taken care of, because that's our mission. We're not leaving no family behind, no individual behind, no business behind. We need everybody, what color, creed, or class, to be secured and protected.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Okay.
Definitely got to get covered across the board. Yeah, you got to know first. Yeah. Well, that's why that first conversation comes into play so tough, because everybody got to sit down at the table. We got to talk what we want. We even come sit down with you and tell what we need.
Mm-hmm. You got to know what you want.
Yeah.
So, again, contact me. You can catch me as well at PowerPlay Vegas. You can reach out there, and we can set something up as well. Do you have any closing?
This is very informative. Open my eyes a little bit, especially when it comes to that. The opportunity is available for me to make sure that my people, because when you think about insurance, you don't think about it in light of, well, but it ain't just my man. You just don't know that that's available. A lot of us don't know that option. So the fact that, we can not only be on there as a beneficiary, but we can also give you the appropriate title if we put the paperwork the right way. So as long as we cover across the board, it's actually cool to know that I have that available. Shout out to DFW iRadio. Shout out to T. So far good. Thank you guys for tapping in and tuning in. Would like more information on how to gain access to this, or even if you want to potentially see if you can tap in and connect with Richie Rob, definitely hit me up or shoot her up. Find us both on Facebook, all social media platforms.
Absolutely. To keep in mind. Yes. Now, people, right? When it comes to people, right?
Mm-hmm.
People don't plan to fail. They fail to plan.
I like it.
Okay?
I like it. I like it a lot. Say that one more time for people in the back.
So for the people in the back, I got to say it for myself a lot of times.
Yeah.
Every day. That's what I go by. People don't plan to fail, but they fail to plan. Okay.
Nicely said, sis.
All right, lovely people. We are getting out of here because we got some bills to play.
Yeah, got a couple things to do.
Richie Rob, Miss Muhammad, got to get some on her stomach, okay? Because a fast can only last so long, and this water only going to do its job for so long.
Look.
So until next time, episode 3, we're going to come back. Our co-host will be back, Quake, and we're going to touch on our favorite topic, and that's the street organizers and life insurance, right?
Some of my favorite people in the world.
Which is the gang bangers and the life insurance. We're going to hit it. Yes. We're going to touch it, and we're going to scratch it, okay?
I love the good thug.
And we're out of here.
2 and 2. Thank you guys for tapping in.
Bye-bye.
Bye.